բայց հետ չմտածես, լսում ես, այսքան չմտածես։ Ավո ախպերը եկել է, որ այս ծանր մթնոլորտը մի հատ հավեսով լուսավորի։
Չես մտածել, որ ստեղից դուրս եկա ինչ կարա լինի քո վերջը ավետիկ։
Էլի եմ ասում մի խառնվի։ Ես ուղղակի մտածում եմ։
What happens when revenge stops being about justice and starts becoming entertainment for the person taking it? And what if the man everyone thinks is losing control is actually the only one who still remembers the full truth? Episode 84 begins in complete silence, not the peaceful kind, the dangerous kind. Hunan is sitting tied to the chair, bruised, exhausted, barely conscious after everything Avo has already done to him. But the most terrifying part is not the injuries anymore, it is Avo's calmness. Because Avo is no longer acting like a man hiding from consequences, he is acting like someone who waited years for this exact moment. Avo slowly places another candle in front of Hunan and laughs quietly. "Do you know what the difference is between us?" he says. "You destroyed lives because you thought you were strong. I destroy lives because I enjoy watching people realize the truth too late." Hunan tries to attack him verbally, but even he is starting to understand something terrifying. Avo is not improvising anymore. Every move is calculated. Back in the city, Leo cannot sit still after hearing Avo casually admit that he kidnapped Hunan. What destroys Leo mentally is not only the confession, but the fact that Avo said it inside Leo's own house without fear. That changes everything for him, because now Leo realizes something the audience has already started suspecting. Avo is either completely insane or protected by someone much bigger. Davo notices Leo losing patience and immediately follows him outside before he does something reckless. For the first time, Davo speaks to Leo not like a rival, not like Leah's protector, but like an older brother trying to stop someone from destroying himself. "You still don't get it, do you?" Davo says. "This isn't about Hunan anymore. These people are dragging you into something old, something that started before you were even born." Leo freezes, because those words hit harder than any punch. Meanwhile, Leah is falling apart emotionally. She blames herself for everything, for bringing Leo into the family chaos, for trusting people too easily, and especially for not realizing earlier how dangerous Avo truly is. But the worst pain comes when she starts connecting the dots between Hunan, Avo, her father's past, and the hidden tension everyone avoids talking about. For the first time, she asks herself a horrifying question. What if Hunan actually did something terrible years ago? That single doubt begins poisoning her from inside.
At the same time, Grish loses control completely. After hearing that Avo openly visited Leo's house, Grish feels humiliated. To him, this is no longer just about family conflict, it is personal disrespect. He takes Aram and 2 other men and starts searching abandoned warehouses connected to Avo's old business dealings. But while searching one location, they find something unexpected. Not Hunan, a burned car. Inside the car are traces of blood and a child's bracelet. Everyone goes silent. Aram immediately recognizes it. It belonged to Raf's daughter years ago. Suddenly the atmosphere changes, because now the audience realizes this entire war may not actually be about recent events at all. It may all go back to Raf's death. Grish slowly turns toward Aram. What exactly happened the night Raf died? Aram cannot answer immediately, and that silence becomes more dangerous than words. Meanwhile, Avo continues psychologically torturing Hunan. But then comes the first shocking twist of the episode. Hunan suddenly starts laughing, not nervously, not emotionally, confidently. Avo stops smiling. Hunan slowly raises his head and says, "You still think you're the only one who prepared for this?" For the first time in many episodes, Avo's expression changes. Hunan reveals that before disappearing, he already sent information to someone outside, information connected to Raf's murder and the people who benefited from it afterward. Avo walks closer instantly and grabs Hunan violently. "Who did you send it to?" But Hunan only smiles. And now Avo understands something terrifying himself. If Hunan dies now, the truth may still come out. Back at Leo's house, tension explodes between Leo and Davo after Leo insists on finding Hunan himself. Davo blocks the door. "You go there. You won't come back the same." Leo responds coldly, "Maybe I already changed." That line alone shocks the audience because Leo no longer feels like the innocent, emotional fighter from earlier episodes. He is becoming darker, more impulsive, and more dangerous. And Davo sees it too. Before Leo can leave, Leah arrives.
The moment she enters, the atmosphere becomes suffocating because Leo looks at her differently now, not with distance, not with anger, but with fear. Fear that staying close to her is slowly destroying everyone around him. Leah begs him not to go after Avo alone, but Leah quietly asks her something unexpected. If one day you learn your family ruined mine, what would you do? Leah cannot answer, and that silence says everything. Meanwhile, Manal's emotional storyline takes an even darker turn. She keeps replaying Grish's behavior during their honeymoon disaster and becomes convinced that Grish is hiding something deeper about his connection to the Hunan-Avo conflict. She secretly checks Grish's phone while he showers, and what she finds changes everything. A deleted message from an unknown number. He knows about Raf. Manan's hands begin shaking because now she realizes Grish may have known parts of this truth long before everyone else. Elsewhere, Davo visits Sarek late at night. Sarek is still injured but emotionally calmer than before. However, when Davo mentions Raf again, Sarek becomes uncomfortable immediately. Davo notices, "You know something too, don't you?" Sarek looks away. That is enough answer. Now even the audience begins understanding the terrifying reality. Almost every older character is hiding a piece of the same secret. The next morning, the city wakes up to shocking news. A video appears online. Short, blurry, disturbing. Hunan tied to the chair, alive, bleeding, and behind the camera, Avo's voice. One family stole a life years ago. Now they'll watch one disappear slowly. The video spreads everywhere instantly. Now the conflict is public. No more secrets, no more hiding. Ina breaks down completely after seeing the footage and starts screaming that they must go to the police, but Grish refuses aggressively because he knows if police get involved, old truths may surface too. That reaction alone makes Ina stare at him differently. Suspicion begins entering even the family itself. And then comes the episode's biggest twist. Leo receives a package at the door. No sender name. Inside is an old photograph. In the picture are Raf, young Hunan, and Leo's father, standing together, smiling, like brothers. On the back of the photograph, someone wrote one sentence, "Ask who betrayed whom first." Leo's breathing stops, because until this moment, he believed these families became enemies later, but now it becomes clear they were once deeply connected, which means the betrayal was personal. Very personal. The final minutes of the episode become unbearably tense. Avo enters the room where Hunan is held and places a phone in front of him. "Call your sister." Hunan refuses. Avo calmly pulls out gasoline. "You call, or tonight becomes your family's favorite memory." Hunan finally breaks. Hands trembling, he dials Ina. Ina answers instantly, crying, "Hunan, Hunan, where are you?" Hunan tries speaking calmly, but Avo quietly whispers from behind, "Tell her the truth." Hunan closes his eyes, and then he says the one sentence nobody expected. "Raf died because of me." Silence. Absolute silence. Ina freezes. The screen cuts between Leah, Grish, Davo, and Avo smiling in the background. Then black screen. End of episode 84.